continuing where we left off from our last video last week. The camera kind of died abruptly, but today we're going to focus more in on Connor and his impact that he left here on Earth and continues to leave here today. We have a picture over here of him and him in his urn as well, but we'll get more into that in a little bit. But I just want to start by saying that Connor was a beautiful person. He impacted everyone around him, whether he knew it or not. He just had a really beautiful soul, and his kindness surpasses most people that I know or will ever know. So I'm going to pass it over to Mama Shar, and she's going to continue talking about him today.
Hi guys. Chances, I just got home from getting my hair done, so Chances wondering what's smelling different. So if you notice, my hair is a little bit shorter this week. Anyways, I'm exhausted. I was up at 2 a.m. Not sure why I woke up so early, but been a kind of a exhausting day. I was sat in my hairdresser's chair, and obviously I hadn't seen her since before Connor passed. In fact, I had my hair done 2 days before he passed away, so she was just kind of curious about everything that happened, so I ended up doing a lot of crying there today. So I'm kind of, between not getting good sleep and crying today, I'm kind of emotionally exhausted, but we'll wing it here. But I think last week we ended with talking about Connor and him being in this beautiful little pineapple that I found. I knew that when I was looking for an urn, I wasn't going to look for just any old urn. I wanted something that really represented him and something that was special, because he was so special. And oh my gosh, he was so sweet. Anyways, this is a picture of him. This is from a couple years ago, and you probably just saw Daisy. She's our black dog in the picture. That's her. Her name is Daisy, and he used to call her Daisy Dukes. And in fact, she's coming over here right now because she's hearing me talk about her. She's just the sweetest dog ever. And we're people who love to rescue animals. This one here, this is Chance. We rescued him, and Connor used to call him the boob. He's coming up here to see Mom. He says, "Don't cry, Mama." Okay, get down, get down, get down, get down. Good boy. And we have about 5 cats that we've rescued too. But anyways, enough talking about the dogs. But this is Connor, and this was probably about 2 years ago, and I didn't know he had taken this picture. I found this on his Facebook wall when I was going through his photos after we memorialized his Facebook page. And I didn't know that, if I took and copied it on my phone, that I could get it developed, and we were able to do that. So that's nice about having an iPhone. And actually, Connor's the one who bought me an iPhone about a month before he passed away. He really talked me into getting a new phone, because I had a flip phone for many years, and he used to tease me and say, "Mom, it's outdated, and you need to get with the program." So he got me with the program. So I'm very thankful for that. But I knew that when we got his ashes back, after we had him cremated, obviously I could never put him in the ground. As a mom, I'm sure people can relate to this. I needed him to be close to me. I just needed to feel close to him, and I needed him to be with me. So it was an easy choice to have him cremated, and it was just a matter of finding the perfect urn for him. And in fact, it's so funny. Right after we got him cremated, my husband got the call that his ashes were ready. He came to us in a box. They have him in a big box, and he was about 235, 245 pounds, so he was a big guy. And I remember my husband coming in the house, and my girlfriend was here, my girlfriend Molly, and we were talking, and he walked in with his ashes, and obviously it was, very emotional. I broke down crying, knowing that was him. And Molly and I and my husband said a prayer over his box and his ashes, and once we were done, because our family's always got such a tremendous amount of humor, because I think that's what gets you through hard times. I remember looking at his at the box and saying, well, you're staying in there for a while, you're on a timeout for leaving me. And so, you know, that was something I laughed about, because obviously you got to try to find humor in some of your pain. And so I just needed time to gather myself together before I could even think about looking for something to put him in. So it was probably a few weeks later when Allison and my girlfriend Marissa and I decided to venture out. I felt like I was strong enough this particular day, and so we went to a neighboring town. We live in Flower Mountain, Texas, and we went to a neighboring town called Lewisville, Texas, just because Marissa felt it would be good for me to get out of the town and not have to run into anybody and not have to explain anything or it be uncomfortable for anybody. So we ended up going to Hobby Lobby and then Michael's, and at Hobby Lobby I actually found a really beautiful, I don't know, it wasn't urn looking, but it just looked like something Connor would love. I knew he wouldn't just want your typical urn. But I purchased it, wasn't 100% happy with how it looked, but I thought, you know what, this might work.
It's on sale now.
Yeah, and it was,
It's on sale now.
yeah, and it was on sale. It was green, it was pretty, it was colorful, and Connor was a very colorful personality. He was just not your average kid. Connor was something very, very, very special. It's just hard to explain. And I'm not saying it because he was my son, but pretty much anybody who met him knew he was really special, and he was an amazing soul, and it was just as sweet as all get up. He had just turned 24 on November 13th, so when he passed away on November 30th. But I knew I had to do something really special for him, because I just knew he would not be happy with something that was average. And so I ended up buying this piece of pottery that looked like something fun and looked like it would be doable for him. But as we were leaving, Allison said there was a Marshall's across the way, and she said, was it a Marshall's? And she said, let's go in there. And I said, okay. Again, I was feeling strong. In fact, we had gone to lunch before to Panera and had a nice little lunch. So I was surprised at how strong I was feeling, and I think it had been not even 3 weeks since he had passed. So it had been pretty early on, but I'm a pretty strong person, and so I knew this day I felt emotionally strong. And we went into Marshall's and we're looking around, and I don't know what it was, but I almost felt like it was Connor, like, you know, Connor or God or something just was really directing me to a shelf, and on the bottom of the shelf was this pineapple. And it's so weird. Normally I would never look at anything that's at a lower shelf. I always look at eye level or a little bit higher. So it was odd that I felt this need to look down below, and down below I found this. And what this is, it's a Tommy Bahama cocktail shaker. And Connor was a wonderful mixologist. He worked for Red Robin as a bartender, and boy, he could make you a drink like you just nobody's business. He could make a key lime pie cocktail that was literally tasted just like key lime. You would never taste the alcohol, but it could knock you on your butt. And I mean, anything your heart desired, he could make you. He was just somebody who was so talented. So I knew whatever I was going to get him needed to match his personality. So when I saw this, immediately I was just like, oh my God, that's it. That's it. And I told Marissa, I said, look, there's a pineapple. And she looked at eye level, and there was a small little gold pineapple. She looked at me, and Marissa's funny, and she says, hell, he's not going to fit in that, Char. And I said, Marissa, that's not what I'm talking about. I said, look down. And she looked down, and Allison was looking for it, and finally I was able to get them to look down, and Allison saw it, and she goes right to it. And I was like, oh my God, that's it. My big thing was it going to be able to fit his ashes in it? And she opened it up, and we noticed that inside was a cocktail shaker, and immediately I was really bummed. I mean, I was happy that it was a cocktail shaker because that's what he loved to do, was make drinks. But I thought, oh my gosh, there's no way his ashes will fit in a cocktail shaker. But when she took the lid off the cocktail shaker, she realized that the cocktail shaker itself actually came out. So it was a removable cocktail shaker. And inside, below here, where this line is, it was all hollow. And I was like, oh my God. Marissa and I looked at each other and we just started to cry and then bawl and then cry and then bawl, because we just knew that this was going to be something that would be perfect for him. I mean, perfect in every way, because number one, he loved making cocktails, and number two, he was as sweet as could be, and he was unique, and this is unique. And if you don't know anything about a pineapple, if you look it up in the dictionary, a pineapple represents hospitality and warmth. And that was him to a T. He was the nicest person you could ever meet, and you can tell on this picture just how sweet he was. So we came home and, we thought we would be able to put his ashes, that they put him in the bag in here, and unfortunately, because he was such a big boy and there was so much ashes, we weren't able to do that. So Marissa and my husband and Allison and I all went upstairs and just to keep the dogs away. So we closed my bedroom door, and so the dogs couldn't come in. And we tried to transfer the ashes in the bag, and unfortunately we weren't able to do that. So Marissa and my husband, which they were both unbelievably brave, cut almost like a hole in the bottom of the bag to siphon it. And then that's how they did it. They siphoned the ashes into here, and it fit literally to the line. And once the ashes were put in, obviously the bottom of the cocktail shaker could not go in here, so that had to be removed. But the top of the cocktail shaker went in, and it was super glued in, and then the lid was super glued in, and then this lid was super glued in. So this is where my baby sat, and he stays up in my bedroom with me. He's with me all the time, and so I spend a lot of time up in my bedroom, and obviously I get out and about, but I enjoy being up in my bedroom. It's, I have a nice bedroom, it's pretty, and I have lots of fresh flowers and candles, and Connor loved beautiful things, so I try to keep the area that he's at very beautiful for him. Fresh flowers, orchids, always a candle burning when I'm home, because that's what he loved. I mean, in his apartment, and we'll talk about that later, him and I helped him decorate his apartment when he moved out, and he just had such impeccable taste. So I keep him up there with me, and I talk to him a lot throughout the day. I'll tell him how my day was. Sometimes when I'm feeling sad, I put him in bed with me, and I'll cover him up, and we'll just talk. I know it sounds crazy, but unless you've been there with what I'm going through, no one really will ever understand. I mean, as a mom, we had such an amazing bond, so I feel very close to him. I feel like he's happy, especially that we got him this. I feel like he's very, very content. I don't feel like he's, unhappy about the choice that we made. I think it suits him to a T. And I think that's it about the pineapple. Anything else do you wanted to say about it?
No, I just think it's very fitting. It
Yeah.
couldn't be anything better.
And Connor was born on a Friday. It was Friday the 13th, and he was born at 7:37 in the morning. I'll never forget it. In 1992, so he lived to be 24 years old and in a little over 2 weeks. I will never understand why God chose to take him when he did, but he did, and we've accepted it. And I'm not going to say it's easy, it's not, but you can. I guess what I want people to know is that there is happiness after such a tragedy. It comes in increments. You're not always going to be happy. You're going to have moments when you're filled with so much sorrow. But I feel like the more I talk about him and just everything about him, whether it's his death or who he was and the impact he left on the world, I feel like it helps my heart to heal. I think I could never imagine not talking about him. He was something so special, and I wished everybody could have met him. But hopefully through me talking about him, you'll get a sense of who he was. And I think that's about it regarding the pineapple.
So we do upload videos every Monday, so stay tuned. Every Monday they go up around 5 to 6, maybe 7 p.m., but somewhere in that time frame you can look out for a new video from us. And as time goes on and we get more views, we might start uploading twice a week. So share with your friends or leave a comment down below of any questions or even just nice comments to leave for her to read. That would be really nice. But anyways, we will see you guys in our next video.
Wonderful. Bye-bye.